Welcome back to It's Not Daddy, It's Papa.
Facts.
Um, Welcome back to episode, what is this? Eight?
Seven.
Eight,
Eight.
eight, eight,
Eight.
eight,
Yeah,
eight,
yeah.
eight. Yeah, damn, it's really hard to keep track of them. I feel like we've recorded a billion.
Well, we did just record one that it can never go out.
Yeah, I sometimes we record and then realize that it's not gonna go up, and I feel like we've done this a few times.
I think
Um,
that's a good process of
um,
any creative process.
but
That
I think it's good to like cleanse and come back and like remove yourself of that. But I have one topic that I'm gonna bring to the table, our table. I feel like we'll do the same graphic of the table. We'll bring it to the table. Um, and the question I have to bring to the table is on my phone, which we have vowed to not show, but it's back. My question is boredom good for you? And I know your answer is going to be yes. And this is exactly what I told you before
I
was
don't
going to
know.
happen. You don't think
I
it?
don't. So here's my thing. This
Oh,
is a
okay.
great question for me, actually. Is boredom good for you? Because boredom could be defined as what do I do with my day,
Mm-hmm.
or what do I do with my life, or what do I do with the years, what do I
That
do with
is
the
okay.
months.
Boredom
Oh
is
my
not.
God.
That is not the definition of boredom in any. I don't.
You could look at a time period in your life and say, I'm bored. Yes, you can.
Okay. Boredom is a feeling of disinterest.
Disinterest with life. Yeah, I'm talking about depression a little bit, but boredom and depression, they go hand in hand. Yes, I can. I'm gonna put a spin on this. I don't know if I'm answering your question though. Do you
Oh,
see where I'm
okay.
going with it?
No.
Y- Have you ever found yourself in a time period in your life where you would say you were bored?
Yes.
Okay, so that's the definition of boredom.
Okay.
Mine was correct. Like you could say you're bored. It's lackluster. It's not. It's not working out the way
The
you want
question
it.
is that good for you?
It depends on what you make of it. You could go and do it's the same. So boredom in a time period of life is the same as boredom with a day. So let's say your day is boring.
Uh-huh.
You could spend it doom scrolling on TikTok, or you could learn a new hobby. Let's say 6 years of your life are boring. You could spend it doom scrolling on TikTok or find a new hobby. I mean,
But I think that boredom is good for you. Without acknowledging that boredom, you can't fix it.
boredom is
Boredom is great for you, in
so
fact.
uh,
Make boredom great
it can be
again.
excellent for you.
Like,
So it depends. So I was thinking about the type of person I was when I wasn't. I'm bored. Not
okay,
now. Bro, this show's great. You're great.
okay, love you.
I don't know what we're holding here. Oh, okay. That was very intimate. He did just kiss my hand. But
Yes.
it was the most intimacy I felt in 6 months. So yeah, right. When I think about the person I was when I wasn't bored, I was that when I was a young lad. I was the type of
Young
guy
lad.
who was always in and out of relationships. And really what you could vouch, like I
Okay.
kind of was in and fucking out. And like
I don't get why this has to do with boredom, but okay.
it does have to do with boredom. We're gonna get to it.
Okay.
And I was a horrible person. I wasn't bored because I always had something to do. But I was a horrible person because I always had something to do, and I never had a minute to be like, "Oh, this is who I am. This is what the boredom has made me." And I think when you're overstimulated, and this is the problem with like I think a lot of things in general, we're overstimulated and we're never truly bored. There's always something to do. There's a text to respond to. There's an app to doom scroll on.
You, j-
TikTok was gone. I was on Reels for 14 hours when
but you
TikTok was
just
gone.
explained why boredom is bad for you.
I'm gonna get to it. I'm
Well,
gonna get to it.
boredom is good for you, I mean.
I
You,
know. I don't
okay.
disagree that it's bad for you. I'm gonna get I don't it's good for you, I agree.
Okay.
But my point being told is then after all that settled in my life and I realized like let me be a human being now, I'm a significantly better person than I was even 6, 7 months ago. But I'm bored. So yeah, boredom is good for you. I don't know if it's good for your mental health always, but it's good for your long-term character.
I think it's good for your, like, it still is good for your mental health. It's taking a step back and being like, hey, I'm bored. I need to fix it. You can't live in boredom. But
You also can't force a solution.
if you're not forcing a solution, you're acknowledging your first step to finding a solution is acknowledging a problem. That's the
Yeah.
first step in any like you look at any like or like not to make it sad, but like overcoming addiction, like anything like that. It's like, what's the first step? Acknowledging a
Acknowledging
problem.
a problem. Yeah.
It's the first step in fixing anything.
Well, the
Like
thing with addiction. Yeah. Um,
go. thing with addiction.
The thing with addiction is you're really your problem is not the substance you're abusing. There's a quote from Beautiful Boy, which is a movie I really like, and a lot of people think it's boring. I don't know if you've seen it. Beautiful
I
Boy.
think clips of it, but
It's got Timothy Chalamet. And it's about Nick Chef, and it's about addiction. They ask Nick Chef, or that played by Timothy Chalamet, what's your problem?
hmm
And he goes, well, I'm an alcoholic and I abuse drugs. And the person says to him, that's not your problem, that's how you're treating it. So, I don't know where I got this from boredom, but that's the thing. Like, that's the thing with addiction is it's how you're treating a problem. So I'm not going to compare like Xanax addiction to doom scrolling, but it's the same thing. You're on TikTok for whatever amount
hmm
of hours a day because you're treating another problem, which is discontent in your life. So yeah.
but like okay, like doom scrolling on TikTok, right? Um, to combat that, you first have to say, fuck, I'm doom scrolling on TikTok for blank amount of hours. In fact,
Right.
we should probably pull up, let's pull up both of our screen
TikTok
hours
screen time.
on TikTok. Mine is gonna be less specifically this week, just because I've been
Because it got
um
banned this week,
well, I
Nikki.
was busy too. I've been pretty busy.
uh,
Mine's about an hour a day.
an hour and a half, yeah.
But
2 hours.
there's some days that I fall asleep with it open and it's like 12 hours. And I'm like, no, that's just because I was sleeping. Um, my peak usage time is crazy though. It's
Wow.
wild. It's a lot though. It's a
It is a
lot of
lot of
screen time.
time if you think about the amount,
Yeah.
1, 2 hours on TikTok a day is surreal,
Yeah.
honestly.
And part of it is just being like, hey, I have an like issue with this and acknowledging it first. That's what honestly I was really happy for a little bit when TikTok got banned. I was hoping it would stay banned for longer. Simply out of the fact that I'm like, I wanted to not be on TikTok for
Yeah,
like,
that's the only thing that would get me off of it. It's crazy.
like I don't want to delete the app. I also like post on the app every so often, so it's
Yeah.
like not entirely fair to be like I'm deleting the app.
Hmm.
Um, but I wanted it to be banned so I could not use it for like more than 12 hours. Was it banned for 14 hours?
Yeah, not even.
Wild. Technically, it is still banned. That's the best part.
It's just got a little. It's a ghost. It's living on a.
It's living on empty time right now.
Yeah.
Um, it's like it's like riding on empty. Is that the
I don't know the
expression?
expression, yeah, but it does
Mhm.
remind me of.
Yeah.
I made this analogy in an episode that may have made it out, may have not. It's like a relationship that's dying. It's dying,
Okay.
and you know it's dying, and you don't want to acknowledge it. So I scroll on TikTok, and I'm like, this is over between me and the Chinese government. But no, I'm kidding. I genuinely don't think they are selling our data. That's the best part. If anybody's selling our data, it's our own government.
Yeah, I don't think I found out today. I'm gonna say I don't give a fuck. I don't give a
Mm.
fuck. Like we opened up. I'm scrolling through on Instagram and it said that like oh on Facebook like everyone's now following Donald Trump and I opened up my Facebook
And
and
you
I'm
were
like
following
why
him
am
on
I
it.
following
Oh
Donald Trump? I have
God.
never followed this man. I think I might follow him on Instagram just because I want to know like
What he's
what
doing.
is he doing? Like what danger is he bringing? Like you know.
I mean, yeah, no, I think there's a lot. They're really selective with, TikTok's a bad platform. We're gonna ban it. Every platform takes your data. I mean, why was it okay when Zuckerberg was on trial?
Yeah.
He was on trial, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, for the same thing. And it's like, but he kept
They
his
still owe millions of dollars to people in the US for it because they were sued in a lawsuit and they lost and they still owe a bunch of people. A lot of people are still waiting like payments from Meta.
It's
Um,
horrible, but then TikTok's gonna get banned. I honestly think TikTok is a generally like the users are. It's a very like left-leaning platform, and
it's also
you
just a
know,
really quick way to get views. Like
it's easy, honestly.
it's kind of easy and which means that like any message is amplified so quickly, which is
Mhm.
kind of the like that's the danger of it is that like you could share anyone like any opinion no matter if it's good or bad or whatever and it will get amplified by this platform and pushed to people like because it's so algorithmic like what I think is really interesting is that there was a big portion of users in America that opened up their TikTok on Saturday night and wanted to scroll and didn't and or got that notification and we're like, what is happening?
Right.
Because they've trained their algorithm to only show them like cat videos.
Right.
Think about it.
That's
It's
crazy. It's really
crazy.
crazy. I mean,
Like, how
it's
divided you have
always
to
a
be.
culture shock to see somebody else's For You page.
Yeah, it's entirely
It's
different.
completely different. That's what's great about the app. And that's why when I was losing it, I had a sense of pain and fear. Your For You page knows you better, probably, than a lot of your loved ones.
Well, I saw this thing. It's like a lot of people were how did TikTok showed me that I was gay before I knew I was gay. I'm like, that's
I don't know.
wild.
That's crazy. I don't. That's a big one,
A lot
actually.
of people have said that, and I think part of it is that like what TikTok identifies is that like you're liking and watching videos that other people that have openly stated that they're gay
I mean,
have
I'll
said.
like a video of like Chapo Run, uh, like Vivo clips. You know what
Yeah,
I'm
but
saying? It's like,
but the thing is that okay, TikTok doesn't track like eye movements or whatever
no, no,
bullshit
no,
that they
no.
were
I
saying.
know that.
But
I'm not saying it tracks anything,
like
actually. I don't even.
it definitely knows how much like seconds you've spent watching a video, like down to the millisecond,
Yeah.
every time you scroll and how fast you scroll and all
Yeah,
that.
to cultivate your For You page to
Yeah.
be something that you're gonna watch.
So like you might not even realize it, but like you watch a chaperone clip like a second longer than and then it's like okay, so like maybe you just like her music, and then it'll feed you another piece of content that's chaperone, but
Right.
like her speaking about something, and you're like, nope, skip, and it's like, oh,
Yeah.
you only like chaperone's music,
And it knows
and
that,
you're
which is
like,
pretty interesting.
I don't think it knows. I don't think it. I think it's just
No, no, I don't think it.
comparing off of other people. I think
It's not like it knows that.
it's
Like
a hit or
it's
miss
because
like thing.
our government is making it sound like there's somebody sitting in a room. Mateo listens to gay music, but he's not gay.
Like
What's the matter?
I thought I was out of the camera.
Oh,
I
there's
might
nobody
have.
sitting in a room. It's just you like something, you get more of it. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like I like I really like writing on TikTok. I like writing
yeah.
people's writing.
It
I
knows
get
who you
more of
like.
it. You know what I mean? Like that's it. It's not that.
The goal was to get you on the platform. The same
Do you
thing that
think
like
that the
Instagram
banning of
used to.
TikTok was at all xenophobic?
What? I guess to an extent,
A
it had
little
to
bit. I mean, because if yeah,
it has to be because it's like all other platforms do it. I just think TikTok is just such an easy way to get information. It's a propaganda tool. If it was ever the issue of national security, TikTok wouldn't be the first thing to get banned.
right.
You
So
know.
we've broken down TikTok, and TikTok was just I compared it to drug addiction,
Mm-hmm.
and the reason I brought up TikTok, we brought up TikTok was because we were talking about treatments of boredom. So to circle back to that
Yeah.
core of boredom,
Uh,
what was it about TikTok that was such a generational, national way to solve boredom? And do we have a national boredom crisis? Because I
yeah.
know I have a
Uh,
boredom crisis in
it
my life.
came at a time, right? Like I think. I mean, I don't know when you got on TikTok, and plenty of people have been on TikTok
I've
before.
been on TikTok since 2016, 2017,
It was 2016?
2017, I want to say, 2018.
Are you sure? I think you downloaded it during the
When
pandemic.
were what? Oh, I don't want to give away my age here.
During the pandemic.
No, I had it before the
You had it
pandemic.
before the
I had
pandemic
it.
when it was musically.
It wasn't musically before. It was still
I think it switched
okay,
in
no, I had it in 2018,
2018.
but I had it a little before the pandemic, like a year or two
I
before
got
that.
it during the pandemic, and I feel like many people got it during the pandemic,
And it
and
became culturally
it be
significant. I mean, if you think about hairstyles, fashion, clothing, it kind of all came from TikTok. Like even my hair, I hate to
hmm
admit it. This idea of men like wearing their hair down like a middle part
yeah.
kind of did come from Chase Hudson. I'm not gonna lie right now. It so did. And Benny Hacker and all that.
I don't know if you know who this person is on TikTok, but the handle I think is etymology nerd, and he explained he makes these like TikTok videos and stuff. It's like a minute or so. You
No,
probably have
I mean,
seen
maybe I've
it.
seen it, but I'm not. Yeah.
But and he talked about like why TikTok was so good at spreading of like becoming like creating memes
Mhm.
and stuff like that. And part of it is that like the people that create memes about things are super niche, and you could reach a lot of people that are in super niche demographics via TikTok just because of the way its algorithm's designed.
Right.
And when stuff starts to like snowball in a super niche community and starts to slowly snowball out, it picks up momentum and snowballs out. Right?
Mhm.
Think of like dropping a snowball down a hill, it'll roll and roll and roll and become
Yeah.
bigger and bigger and bigger. And obviously, not everything happens like that, but a lot of things do. And like you can tell because I mean, I follow a lot of very, very niche um meme pages that deal with the theater industry, and they're so niche. It'll be like about something that happened at a single performance in like 2018, but you can see that like tens of thousands of people like
I've
it,
seen it.
and I'm
Yeah.
like, this is so niche. This is like a single like This was probably a moment that was shared by maybe like 200 people in a room.
Mm.
And this is has been reached to 10,000 people.
Which is pretty
That's
cool if you think about
crazy. That's an insane thing. Um, so
it.
TikTok just, and that's what makes it
It is a
dangerous.
good solution for the boredom, honestly.
It's a really good solution for
You learn a
boredom.
lot, but now,
I think depending on how you use it, you can use it very productively. I feel like I've learned a lot of things from TikTok.
yeah, definitely. I've used, yeah,
My For You page, if you look at it, is very, very informational. I get a lot of news from TikTok. I get a lot of like interesting just like facts and stuff. Like I get recommendations of things to do offline. Like that's what I use TikTok for, you know, like I'll go and I'll scroll through TikTok and I'll find a cool place to eat or whatever, and I'll
yeah,
go there.
absolutely.
You know, like I think it's a really good platform because it shows you stuff like that. Instagram, I can't find that, you know. No.
I have a question for you, not to
Yeah,
stray away from TikTok too far, but to go to keep with the root of boredom.
yeah,
Do you think your boredom in your life has made you a better person?
absolutely. I think I've reached periods of most success
Mm,
directly after periods of extended boredom.
I could see that for you.
You know, like moments that I was like, fuck, I'm doing nothing. I'm completely bored.
Mm,
Um, like if I were to map them on a timeline of my life, I will see that the periods of time that I was most productive in happened immediately after. And it's in cycles. It's kind of like crashes and whatnot. No, but like you go like you start off really bored, you hit your most productive peak, and then you crash again and become bored. And I think it's natural. But that's how you get. I think that's like a way of like productivity and success. I could see that it has my highest levels of productivity and success have occurred directly after periods of extended boredom.
right.
And usually the longer the boredom is, the better, the more successful the coming out of it is.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah, I could see that for you. Um, yeah,
But
this one, I don't know if you could, I like your answer. I'm thinking about it. No, I don't know if you can answer this one because
uh
it's not about you.
yeah.
Do you think my boredom has made me a better person?
Um I can't identify a time that you were.
I'll give you something. I
Okay.
wasn't bored when I was a junior in high school, early senior. When you met me, I wasn't bored.
Okay.
And in high school, I wasn't bored. Let's just go way back. And
Okay.
wasn't really bored.
Mm.
College, college years, bored. What you
You
could
see,
compare, you know,
okay, but you're saying okay.
I'm comparing two vastly different time periods where a lot of
No,
different
it's
things
not
were.
even it's not even that they're vastly different time periods. Um you can't map it out and because you don't know what's gonna happen after the boredom. You're speaking on a period of time
That's current.
like if you're talking about yourself currently and you're like, I'm currently not content. Am I gonna result in more success,
No, I don't
productivity
think
or
that's the
whatever?
question.
For
Not about success, just about who I am as a
but I
person.
can't judge that because there hasn't been enough of like you haven't bounced back from a boredom
No, right.
at the moment, which means that you can't judge how like, you know,
Okay, that's fair.
I think I've experienced short but like very rapid
Hmm.
like I don't
So
know.
then,
I live very chaotically where it's like this is the one thing I'm focusing on and then I crash out real hard and like burn. But it's really quick
mm,
versus I feel like you have an extended period of time for both all of those things
yeah, I spend a lot of time in certain areas.
versus I'm
How much
very
time
much like
moving
flash
around?
pot like what the fuck is it
Yeah.
you know
You
what
know,
I'm
I mean,
speaking
when I ride my highs, I ride them for a really long time. And when I ride my lows, I ride them for a really long time.
I'm very quick I'm like can't
Yeah. I mean, it's not that I enjoy it. It's just one of those things where it's like,
so like I don't know
I
because
don't
it
know how to get
hasn't
it. A lot of
a
times,
full cycle of bored not bored bored hasn't played out yet
that's terrifying in my
from what I
opinion. For
know
me, that's
from that
scary. Yeah. But
you know
how,
it's
so
like
now, do you think
you've
there's
been
a
not bored I've seen you not bored but I haven't seen you bounce back from that and then fall back into boredom I haven't seen
a full four
a
times?
full a full cycle of bored not bored bored not bored or
Right.
vice versa
Well, you missed the first board.
Yes,
I was bored, then I was not bored, now I'm bored again.
yes, but
Um,
again, that's still not a full cycle.
no, because then I'd have to be not bored again.
Yes.
So now this is a crazier question. Is it possible to spend too much time bored? Is there any way to put a cap on that? Like, you know?
No, because I think it's individual to each person. It's like, how are you
Mm.
like?
Also, I mean, how do you define bored? It's another thing too. It's so subjective.
Well, yeah, I think you're defining bored very differently. I'm just like, I think bored and discontent are really good synonyms.
Yeah,
Um,
I'm using discontent as
I think you're using discontent as bored, and I think bored is a more interesting word than discontent. But the definition that we're using is discontent.
yeah,
I think
okay.
bored is just a more interesting word
It is,
by far. I don't know why.
because contentment's complicated. Boredom is, I don't know, it's
Boredom,
more human than
boredom
discontentment. We
feels
get
more
bored as
human.
people, and it's something about our nature, not just us, just people in general. I think it's interesting, honestly. You could have everything you once wished for and be bored.
Yeah, I mean,
It's
but
really
like King
fucking
Midas, like, isn't that
yeah,
the
yeah.
whole story of something like that? He has everything he wished to be rich and powerful
Oh my
and have
God.
gold at his fingertips, and then that is the point in life where he is most discontent is when he touches his daughter and she turns to gold,
Mm,
and he has everything he ever wanted looking around him, but yet he also has nothing.
bingo. I thought that was great,
You
honestly.
know?
That's phenomenal. That's the best comparison I've heard in a hot minute. I mean, one of these things too is like the exact life I'm living right now, from AM to PM, is a life that I once prayed for. Not prayed, I don't know. We could talk about that after, spiritual versus religious, but
hmm
once wished for very heavily. I was like, the life I have now is something a life that I used to want.
Is it? Or are you looking back and
No.
imposing this view
No,
on
no, no, no,
yourself?
no, 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 no. I remember sitting one of those mock Chinese restaurants with my brother, and
Okay.
I told him, I was like, the life
Sorry,
I
I'm out of
want.
frame all the time.
What happened?
I've been leaning
Yeah, and
back
I'm
and been
away
out of
from my
frame.
mic. It's okay. But I was saying to my brother, I described a very similar life, just missing the negative parts that would have come with the positive parts. So I was very much like I told him I was like I want to wake up at a certain time and I want to go to school, college, and you know I want to have a nice job and do all these. I'm like all of those things, and I want to be able. I want to have time. The main thing is I want a time for myself. And I was in a relationship when I said this, and I was like, I want time, and I want to be away from drugs and I want to be away
hmm
from excitement and I don't know if I knew that that's what I was trying to run away from at the time, but I was like I want to have a lifestyle that I could consistently just improve myself and there's nothing in the way. Now I'm at a point where nothing's in the way and this is exactly what I wished for and it's really funny. You get what you wish for sometimes and it's just not what you wanted. There's a Smith song called Heaven Knows I'm Miserable
hmm
Now and there's a lyric, I was looking for a job and I found the
Yeah.
job and heaven knows I'm miserable now. And I just think that's great. Like you know, whatever.
I think part of like to get better, you need that block. You were like there's nothing stopping me. You
From
just
what?
exactly. Well, you just said something. I wish we could rewind in real time.
Yeah,
But
no,
you said
what was it that I said? I said a lot.
something about block. I want to be able to.
Oh, there's nothing in my way, is
There's
what I
nothing.
said.
That's
Now
your
I'm at a
issue.
point where nothing's in my way, and
That's
I
your
need
issue.
something in my way.
Pause.
Like,
Pause. You need something in your way.
there's
That's
nothing
the
in my
thing.
way. There's nothing from stopping me. I
There
could do anything. I
needs to
could fall
be
off the face of the earth tomorrow. There's nothing
there
stopping me. It's one
needs
of
to
those
be
things where it's
something
like,
to stop you. It's what we were talking about on one of the episodes. I think it was episode two
mm,
about tangible anchors to reality.
oh God, yeah.
I think it was episode two. Um, but there's when there's nothing in your way that is not good. There needs to be something in your way
And it's like
because that's when you
I
can
live the
because you have to
stereotypical.
jump over the block.
You're right.
Like
Yeah.
you're in a race. It's how like in racing there's like hurdles sometimes.
Oh yeah, this is a big hurdle. It's like I
You
mean,
need a hurdle because you can't run to the end of the finish
oh, but
line.
when the hurdle is that you don't have a hurdle and you
That's
know
not a hurdle. That
it's a
can't.
problem.
It's a
It's a
problem,
shame.
but it's not a hurdle.
I guess so. Yeah.
It's not a hurdle. You're
Okay.
running. You're like if life is a race and you you don't want to reach the finish line, right? You want to spend as much time in the race as you can. You need more hurdles.
Oh God. That's what it is. Yeah. I
You
mean,
know, you
it's
really don't want to end it. You don't want to end the race.
it's sad. Yeah. No, I thought about it too, and I'm like, I'm spending integral years just working and going to school and doing nothing else. I'm like, that's what I used to want. And how foolish of Midas and how foolish of me. It's one of those things where you wish for things and then you get them and you're like, this is not what I want. And you can't, I don't know if there would have been a way to play things out differently. I'm also young enough.
There's not a
There was
way.
no other way. Things were going to
You
collapse
can't. You
the way they
can't.
did.
And no, it's not even that. It just you can't wish for something to have played out differently.
Right. It is what it is.
It's not fair onto you to say that you should have done something differently because you've already done it. You're looking back with a future that you've known.
I didn't have hindsight
You know,
in the
you
moment.
can,
Now I have hindsight, so I
so
shouldn't
you
use it. You can't even use it. So yeah,
but you shouldn't be using hindsight to just like
to
to
judge yourself.
to judge
Yeah,
yourself
no, I get what you mean.
because like you don't know the outcome of the other path. Like if you are on a stroll and you go down one path, you don't know what's on the other side of the path.
Right. That's the thing. No,
And you
yeah.
can't judge yourself for not taking the other side of the path because you don't know what's actually on it.
Yeah.
You
No,
can
that's true.
pretend to know, you can envision what's on the other side of the path, but there's no way to actually know. You know,
Yeah.
you would
You're
have to
right.
go down that
He's got
path.
some bangers today, guys.
These are
You
bangers.
got
These are
some bangers. I'm gonna go
bangers
home and
coming
really,
up.
really think about these too. But, I mean, one of those things is like some people would say I'm doing objectively well for myself.
Hmm.
Some might say. And that's what's interesting is like there's also no a lot of times too with discontentment, you have to think about why am I discontent?
Hmm.
If I had what I thought I wanted, like my example from my younger self wishing for my what I currently have, and I'm still not content, it's like
Uh-huh.
if I had what I want now, would I really be content?
Hmm.
I don't. There's really no way of knowing these
Yeah.
things. The other thing too is once you identify a problem, do you solve it or do you let things just come towards you?
I think it
You know,
depends on the problem.
really depends on the problem. And it's one of those things where it's like I don't know where exactly my discontent comes from. I think I have too much monotony, not enough, not enough whimsy in my life.
I think part of it, like one of the things that um I have found being super um I don't know if it's contentful because it's really not content. That's not the word. But one of the things that has given me the opportunity to um look back and be like, hey, I did something was like creating art and working on it. Especially, I mean,
Mhm.
I guess it's different with music. But because theater is so impermanent,
Yeah,
it gives you it's what we were talking
impermanence is
about
beauty.
in the
Yeah,
impermanence is beauty, but it's a tangible aspect of impermanence is beauty, right? Every show that you do, there's one. Like you could do
it'll
this,
never be the same
it will
again. Yeah.
never be the same, no matter how whatever. There's a billion circumstances that make it different every single time. From the aspect of from creating it to closing it, um, you have you have a feeling of content when you're done, right? Because you finish something,
Right.
right? Which gives you content. Number one, finishing anything gives you content. You finish a book, you finish anything,
Yeah.
you get contention. Contention?
Contentment. I don't
Contentment.
want to be that guy. Oh,
Is it
it would be
contentment?
contentment. It gives you
It's not
contentment.
contention.
No, it's contentment.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
I
was
was holding back from being
no,
a
I didn't
grammar
know the
Nazi.
word. I wanted to know the word. I didn't know it.
Oh, yeah, it's
Um,
contentment.
you get contentment from finishing something, but you also get a feeling of like every single time is something different.
Mm.
I think that's very I don't know. It's given me a sense of damn,
So
this
that's
is really
your
cool.
passion, obviously. Like I know your
Hmm.
theater's your passion. Maybe the problem is a lack of passion for me.
That's not true. You have a passion. I think you just have to embrace it more. You know?
Find a way to incorporate it into my life, maybe
Yeah,
more than just
more
playing
than
music.
yeah. Because I feel like I don't know. It's like harsh to say, but like running away from your passion. Um, you know, like
In what way have I run from mine? I don't
I mean, you don't do it as often as you want to,
know. I wish I every
which is in a sense running away from
I
it.
would. I mean, I wish I could do it for a living, but it's just not
Well,
realistic.
even outside of like doing it for a living, just like doing it more consistently.
Yeah. Other
Yeah.
than in the privacy of my own home, I do it every day. Just at home, I play music.
But also like does doing it at home give you contention?
No, contentment.
Contentment.
Ah,
Uh
no, it doesn't, honestly,
why?
because I have a lot of ideas that I want to share,
Exactly.
and
That's so you're
fulfilling
not
my passion at all.
fulfilling your passion. It's like
Yeah,
you're like edging your
it's
passion.
weird. It's
You're
almost as
like
I listen to live performances every night before I go to bed, and I'm like, I could do that. And I don't. Every single night, I listen to a concert of some kind, and I'm like, why don't I just do something? So I guess the goal for me is to find somewhere to go play music. But that's the thing for I guess, yeah, for everybody, find your passion. And advice that you just gave me is excellent. I understand it
it's like
better
you
coming from
found
you.
the
I
passion.
just don't
You
utilize
just
it.
aren't like I don't want to say
English,
like you're
English
lying to
too.
yourself
Yeah,
because that's not exactly true, but it's like you're not actually fulfilling it. You're edging your passion, bro.
I'm edging my passion, and I'm passionate about
It's
English.
coming, but like not all the way. Like
It's
it
pre a
came a
little bit,
little
a little
bit.
smear of pre-com.
Like
It's like,
like you started playing at home,
baby girl, you're so
but you
wet.
need to
Why aren't you? I mean,
but it needs to go out into like
the
s-
world.
like a society. Like you
Something
get
I did that was really cool is I started posting more fleshed out TikToks. I never did anything with
and
it,
you
but
get fulfillment from that, right?
and
You got
I
fulfillment from
did,
people
yeah.
commenting on that work.
I do, I do. Yes.
Exactly. It sounds narcissistic, but it's not. It's not
Uh,
because everyone can do it.
I posted "Girl from the North Country," Bob Dylan,
Yeah.
and it was the same as any
Yeah,
other
they made a
TikTok.
musical about that.
"Girl from the North Country."
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah. I think that's about Cash though. I don't know if
I don't
I
know.
gotta see. I gotta look
I don't
into it.
know. I don't know
But
anything
it's
about
one of
it.
my favorites. So my favorite song ever written is "Don't Think Twice, It's All Right" by Bob Dylan. Is it the best sounding song? No. Is Bob Dylan my favorite musical artist? No. But in my opinion, he's one of my favorites.
It's
But
your opinion. It doesn't
in
matter.
my opinion, no, I'm just saying, like, there's a difference between your favorite and the best. I think it's the best.
Oh, absolutely.
The best song ever written is "Don't Think Twice, It's All Right," in my opinion. Um, he's one of my favorite artists. It's not my favorite, but that is my favorite example of songwriting. Anyway, great song, whatever. Girl,
Girl.
girl,
It
girl
sounds like
from
groove.
the girl from the North
Girl from the
Country,
North Country.
girl from the North, yeah, girl from the North Country
Coven flaming girl from the North Country. I don't even know how to do.
is
We
a
walk out of Minions 3.
Minion Street fucking sucked, man.
That's pretty
Why were there
bad.
cockroaches on the screen? Whatever.
That
Uh,
pissed him off
I didn't talk. I
so
don't like
bad in
bugs
there.
at all. But "Girl from the North Country," one of the greatest songs ever written. I covered it on my TikTok, and
What is it now? Did you change it? Did you ever change it from last we talked about it?
it's still Mateo guitar shit. Yeah. No.
I
Yeah.
think you have to change it.
I should change it because the person who named it sucks.
Also, I feel like this is gonna be such like a stupid thing,
Yeah. Well,
but and tell me if it's
no,
not
I'm
this at
curious.
all.
But yeah.
But is you saying Mateo guitar shit part of it demoralizing yourself?
Sexualizing myself. It sounds so weird.
No, not even that. You wrote like I get what you're using shit for, but it sounds like what is coming out of the account of shit posts, and that's not what's coming out of the account.
No, I
So is
guess
part of
so.
it like just like is there a little part of you mentally that's like it can't ever be serious because the account name is never serious?
No.
No?
I would take it, seriously anyway, but I just don't, haven't found the time. It's one of those things, but it's like maybe I should find the time to go on TikTok
Do
more.
you not have the time? I think we just we you were
But you got to
just
think about it.
saying
You got to think about it when you put
like
something
go
out.
back 10 minutes
I
ago.
know I
You
have too
just
much
said
time on my
that you had
hands.
too much time on your
Well, I
hands.
mean, I have a lot of time on my. Well, yeah,
Like is part of it like
a
well,
lack of proper usage of the time.
part of it's that, part of it is also just like do you have enough time or do you not like is part of you like lying to yourself saying that you don't have like not even consciously just like subconsciously lying to yourself because you're like afraid of some part of it
Well,
because I do the same thing like I want to post more on Instagram
mm,
um but I want to post more like reels on Instagram because I know that's really good for growth, right?
mm.
And part of it's like I don't have the time to do it and part of it's like no I do have the time I just don't sit down and actually do it. And I know it because I can tell you the time. I had so much time last night to sit down and I was thinking about it when I was at work. Because I had a 6-hour shift at Starbucks. It was dead because it was snowing. And I was like, fuck, I'm gonna come home. I'm gonna sit down. I'm gonna open my notebook and I'm gonna write um the next like TikTok video because I speak a lot in TikTok videos and
Yeah,
whatnot.
yeah.
So I was like, I'll write out like some notes for the next TikTok video. I came home and I watched Knives Out. Like, I didn't do that, even though I had the time to because instead of going to bed, I sat there and watched Knives Out.
I don't know if I have like some
I,
form of.
like, lied to myself saying that I had the like,
Yeah.
subconsciously, like, I knew I had the time, and I subconsciously sat there and I lied to myself saying,
I
"I don't have the time, I'm gonna watch Knives Out,"
so I do
and it
that
didn't give me
too with
self-fulfillment.
any type of action. I saw this TikTok. It's like, "Can you hand me the ketchup?" or something like that. And he's like, "I can." So can you? He's like, I can't. It's right in front of me, but I
Yeah.
can't. And it's weird. I do the same thing that you just described, where it's like there are technical things I could do. So, for example, I wanted a new job for a really long time.
Mhm.
I've been applying OD, but there was so much longer. I could have been taking it more seriously, but I didn't. I didn't for some reason. I just didn't do it. And then you think about like Other problems in my life, like, I don't love my college, how's that? Did I join clubs? Did I really try to meet new people? Did I really interact with every
Like
person in
it's
my class? Every time there's a problem, there's something tangible that you could do, but for some reason,
but
as
you don't
human
want to
beings,
do
I
it. I
just
don't
don't
know
do it.
why.
It's so weird. I can't do it. And it's like, I don't know
I
what
have the same issue, and I'm
it's
like, I don't
so
know, like
bad.
there must be a name for this issue.
There
So
is, and it comes up in a lot of neurodivergent
it
communities. I can't think of what it is right
I
now.
don't know what it is, but like there's so many like we were just talking before, like literally like 20 minutes ago. We were sitting here and we were like we're not like not to bring it to politics, but like I don't care. We were sitting here and we were like Trump is president, what can we do? You know? And it's like we made up so many like stupid things, but like are there tangible steps of like things that
Anything you could do
like
about it? No, or
you could
would
do
do
about
about
it?
it?
Not necessarily, but could you do stuff to make your life better? Absolutely. Absolutely there is. It's just like, do I want to sit down and take the time to do it? And we were joking
Same
about
thing
like,
with you were just talking about music. I
yeah,
was thinking about like how do musicians that we know how do they become musicians? Most of them are industry plants. I'm not gonna lie. Gracie Abrams' father is
we have a
J.J.
friend
Abrams.
though. We have a friend who's really talented. I mean, not friend, but like we know someone who's a really talented tuba sax player.
Saxophone.
They're 87,000 on TikTok. You know who I'm talking
I don't
about?
know who you're talking about.
You
I
don't?
do. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I don't like the person, but I was scrolling through Instagram and like when the TikTok ban happened, then they posted a screenshot with their account and 87,000. I was like, damn, bro. Like, I don't like him, but like
No,
he probably struggles with the same exact things that we're saying. I don't think any of this is unique to just
he
him.
does because he could do so much more with his account, doesn't it? But
But
anyway, I
like,
was thinking about like John Mayer drove down to Georgia without a guitar. He didn't even have a guitar. He had to he left it at home. His high ass like left it somewhere. And he had a gig at some cafe, not even like a crazy gig, just like he
mhm,
was gonna play a cafe or something. And he wasn't famous yet. He borrowed a guitar. He found a way to borrow a guitar that night and got down to Georgia and in his shitty car that he was driving at the time and did it. I'm just like, technically, if I really wanted to, a lot, you know what it is? A lot of times you're taking a chance. Like if I wanted to go do something with music, I could still take a chance.
but you need to.
I guess take more chances in my life. Do you think what here? I want to play a game.
Okay.
I'm going to answer this for you, and I want it
Hmm.
to just honesty right now.
Yeah.
What are two or three things that I could do in my life to make it better that I don't do? And I'm going to do the same thing for you. I can only think of one thing for you that you could
Okay.
do, but
Um, for you to do better in your life,
to improve my own life,
to
yes.
improve your own life, um, stop thinking before you do actions. Like legitimately,
Just do instead of thinking.
like just do because like you know the worst that can happen,
Mm,
and it's not that bad.
that's excellent advice.
You know.
Another banger from the heated today.
I don't know what the
What the
fuck is
fuck?
happening.
Why did we pay our therapists when you could just
When you
watch this
could just watch
podcast?
this,
What the fuck?
this is a great
I'm
episode.
really happy with the way this is
I'm
coming out,
really
by the
really
way.
happy.
I have to, sorry, hold your thoughts,
Yeah,
please. But we just recorded a horrible one. We went through, I'll be honest, we went through my Hinge matches
it
and we
was.
rated them out of 10, and it made me feel like shit. And the conclusion was delete Hinge. And I guess the thing that that episode serves to this one is what usage of time and of your soul you know, whatever.
I think okay, stop thinking, just do. And I think a lot of what I'm saying is also just advice for myself. But
Mhm.
like it comes back around obviously. How about you go and then we'll bounce one
I
one
think
two.
you would benefit from taking a deep breath
Mm-hmm.
in a lot of different ways. I think you're hard on yourself is something that I was realizing.
Uh-huh.
And I internalize it,
Yeah.
the mindsets of people around me. So I feel it.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, where did this come from? Um, I have the same thing. So I was sick with the flu last week,
Yeah.
and this is for you.
Yeah.
And I had to go to work. I had to go to work. I got sick on Monday. I had to work on Friday. To be
Mm-hmm.
fair, that's a long
Yeah.
time to heal.
But
But
still.
I hopped on Tamiflu on like Wednesday, and it was not. I had half my prescription left. Like it was not time to go to work. I went to work on Friday. And then I wasn't better because I went to work. I
Yeah.
was coughing on everybody. It was like, hell, this is horrible. Saturday was my rest day. Sunday I had work again. I went to work. I wasn't supposed to. I went to
Yeah.
work. Today's Monday that we're recording this. I feel mostly better. I'm not contagious anymore, but my immune system's shit. The thing I realized is I could not sit with myself for a week. I couldn't do it. I had a friend who I had to cancel plans on. I couldn't do it. I did cancel on him, but it
It
was
took me to cancel.
He had to cancel. I canceled on him on Monday, though,
I
my
had to
mistake.
cancel on this friend.
On the Thursday. He
It was
canceled
so
before me.
funny.
I
I
couldn't
canceled. To
sit
be
with the
fair,
silence.
you actually never cancel plans.
I
Like, just
canceled with him
okay.
on Monday. Yeah, we need individual plans, me and
Yeah.
him on Monday.
Yeah, but
That I
to
can
be fair, he never canceled plans on Thursday and yet never reached out on Thursday. I'm gonna call this out. Not that this is ever gonna reach the person, but damn, damn, bro, do
I
better.
had the flu. He barely knew
You
that.
don't
That
even know he had the flu.
You didn't even ask how I was feeling. I canceled plan. So we had plans on Monday,
Well,
Sunday
call him
night.
out. Call him out. Look
Yeah,
into the camera. Call him out. You say
Vladimir,
say the name out.
Vladimir.
Full
So
name. Full name.
I don't
Go
know his
ahead.
last
Oh,
name,
you
and I
know
can't think of it right now.
Vladimir Isakov.
Vladimir Isakov, is that not like the Russian? Like, I don't know. Vladimir Isakov. Um, so I had plans with him to hang out on the Monday. On Sunday, Eric's shit's frozen, and I'm gonna get back to the advice I
Okay,
have for you. But
that's fine.
our shit's frozen, and
On Monday you had plans.
Monday I had plans with him. Sunday night I have a cough. For some reason, whenever I come down with the flu, and I get sick every January since 2022. Like, I'm not even kidding. It's
It's
historic.
really bad.
Every January I get really deadly sick.
And
But
it's like like he's
I can't move. I'm done.
unreachable for
I'm
like
lucky
weeks
to be
on
here
end.
right now. I'm not even
Like,
kidding. And last year, last year, the year before that, I actually got an abscess in my throat from stress. That almost not stress, strep.
strep.
And the abscess had grown so large, and I didn't go to I go to the doctor all the time now, but I used to not. It had grown so large, and it had gotten so infected that it almost blocked one of my airways. And I was at the not the ER, but one of those like urgent
Urgent
centers,
care, urgent.
urgent
Yeah.
care things. And the nurse looks at me, and she's like, if you went like another day, this could have killed you. I'm like, oh fuck, you know how goddamn copays. No, but anyway, Monday morning, I wake up, I feel like shit. And I text this guy at like 7. I gave him so many hours. We were supposed to hang out at noon. I said at 7,
Yeah.
7, 8, 9, 10, 11, whatever. And I was like, yo, can't make it out today. I feel so bad. I hate canceling on people. He goes, Vlad, you said this to me. You said, damn, well, on Thursday, we're going to hang out with Nikita anyway. We had a plan for the
Yeah.
three of us on Thursday, me and him alone on Monday.
Yeah.
I had to cancel for Monday. I was banking on being better for Thursday, but it's also, I didn't know I had the flu yet. Tuesday, I go to the doctor. I have the flu. So maybe I'll still make it out for Thursday. Who knows what kind of medicine they're going to give me.
But also the flu,
It's
for
contagious.
for example, I'm gonna let you know, Vlad, the flu is contagious, which means that if Mateo were to make it out with us, he
You'd
would be
both be sick.
contagious. We would both be sick right now.
I even had to think this morning, like for your sake, I was like, am I still contagious before I leave the house? Probably not. He'll find
Yeah.
out in a week's time, but probably not. But whatever. I realized I had such a hard time canceling these plans. I didn't call out of work. I ended up going to work. I did go to work twice throughout this. And it's like, it's okay to take a deep breath.
Yeah.
I think we're both the type of people that if something's not constantly happening,
Mm-hmm.
you think, I'm not doing enough.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not good enough.
Yeah.
You're good enough.
I
You're okay.
I do
It's
I do agree with the fact that sometimes, yeah, I do need
it's
to.
okay to just take a deep breath and have fun and
Yeah.
yeah.
I think not. I think sometimes it's like not always
Not always a solution, but sometimes. I think
the
it's a
solution,
balance. I think your balance is a little
but
tipped.
yeah, I think that you're right. You're right.
Mhm.
I'm trying to think of my next thing for you, but I really couldn't because I was focused on calling out Vlad. I was focused on calling him out. I don't care. I don't know if he's gonna watch this, but
He won't, but it's okay. If you
maybe if you do,
listen,
I'm gonna.
sorry I couldn't see you this winter break, but it was kind of on you.
Yeah,
I'm so
you could
sorry.
have texted earlier. You could have made
Also,
plans.
last minute plans don't constitute plans, you know? And when people say they've reached out,
You can't reach out and give us the solution of Thursday when you're leaving on
or
Friday.
don't be like, hey, do you want to hang out today? Dog. That's the worst way to ask me to hang out.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
hate that. Anyway, love you. I hope to see you over the summer, but
Okay. What is my second piece? Damn, we should have read this down.
I mean, there's a lot of fucking things you
Um,
could say to my life is kind of a jigsaw
um,
puzzle that's like not put together.
what did I say? What was the first one? Don't think, just
You told me
do.
to just do things, yeah.
Don't think, just do. I don't know. I feel like a lot of this, I feel like that encompasses like a bunch of other pieces of advice. I was just gonna say smile and wave as my second piece, but I'm like, that's the same thing as don't think, just do. You get it.
No, I don't get smile and
Smile.
wave. How would you flesh that out?
Um, like, smile and wave. I think the like I've heard it first ever used in the fucking Madagascar movie with the penguins.
Okay.
And they're like going through like FBI or whatever, and the penguin guy goes like, just smile and wave, and they walk
Alright.
through FBI simply just by smiling and waving at people. Um,
Okay. How does that become
right? And part of that is I think that like saying like don't think, just do. Where it's like a lot of the times it's just like not every interaction with everyone is like the end of the world. And sometimes it's like
Yeah.
it's just like you smile, wave, and move on. Um, you know. And
Yeah.
I mean like it's very similar to don't think.
No, it's a
Like
little
don't think,
different
just
though,
do.
because this one is more
But
like don't think, just do means act. Smile and wave means
don't act
it means
to an
act, but
extent.
then don't think about your acting for mad long because I think
Like
the way I just took
the
it, smile and
penguins
wave,
just walk through security
they don't think
by
about security for
smiling and
7
waving.
years. Are you trying to say I think about security for 7 years after walking through? I think so.
Part of it,
Yeah.
I guess.
I mean, I'll have an interaction, I think, and I think
But
about every
also,
little thing, and that benefits
just
me.
smiling and waving will get you through most interactions. You know, like okay. I'm gonna call you out. Well, not really. It's not calling you out. It's like you work at a mall.
I
And you
do,
see a
yeah.
lot of people at a mall
Come say
that
hi. I work on the Staten Island Mall. I
um
don't put
like
I'll put that out there.
you see a lot of people that you know in the mall, and I feel like you would benefit from like legit like most of these interactions. You see someone you know, like smile and wave at them. Like
It's
that's the
I do
worst
talk to
feeling.
them all the time.
No, no, but some people you don't.
Oh yeah, just smiling. I guess I
That's the worst. If it's imagine you running into like imagine running into your ex-girlfriend or something, and she walks by you, smiles and waves, and that's it. And she just continues walking by.
it's horrible.
Yeah. You want to give that feeling to other
Mm.
people that you don't fuck
So the
with.
last time I walked past an ex in the mall, she had a fight or flight I'm not. This makes me sound like a horrible person based off of her physical reaction. But she froze. She was with her friend, and she froze. You know when you see somebody and you don't. This is
You don't know
somebody.
how to act.
She doesn't. She's also always been this way.
Yeah,
Very
she's
like
always
flighty,
yeah.
and she
She's
froze
always
up.
very fast and not
No,
fast,
she
like
freezes a lot.
irrational.
Very irrational. She
Very
does a lot of
irrational.
public displays of I don't fuck with this guy. Um,
Public displays of like the word is not insanity, but it feels like insanity. Like, you know what I mean?
of just
Like
things that
acting
are
on her
wrong,
emotions
like
versus
Coraline type beat, like
yeah.
Tim Burton type beat. Like this should not be in public. But she threw ice cream at another one of her exes. It's crazy in public person. At least I didn't get ice cream on me. But um,
Pussy.
I work at one store and there's an H&M literally next to my store where I work. She posted herself in the H&M. And I'm like, oh, come on, bro. You're working your ex shoddy thing, not girlfriend, but like thingy, posts that she's at the store neighboring the store you're working at. Obviously, you're gonna be a bitch and you're gonna go outside. So my bitch ass says to my manager, I got to make a house
I
call.
gotta take a five.
I said I gotta take a five and make a house call. So I walk outside because I know her ass is robbing the H&M next door. I'm sure she shoplifted the fuck out of it. I do the same, by the way. She maybe. Maybe watches these. I doubt it. Possibly. If anybody,
Actually,
she might.
she might.
I if so, if you love me that bad, no. Um, but
I just called her and
I could call her, but that's the thing. Like I gotta
the
be
worst part is
real.
I just
You just told me not to.
no
Anyway.
no 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 no. I just called her.
Oh yeah, we're all a
Accidental.
little
It's
insane.
okay.
I'm sure he didn't mean to insult
It's
you.
okay.
Your private story was a bit of a topic of contention back in
Yeah,
the day,
back in the
but
day.
love you bad. It's okay. We're not making fun of you. Um, listen, I hold no resentment. I'm not even kidding. So I'm not lying. I don't hold
Okay.
resentment. I just don't know why things happened the way they did. But it's been years, so I'll forget it. Um, anyway, we're in Staten Island Mall. This is about 4 months ago, and I walk. She stops dead in her tracks, and I want to make a joke. My thing is always humor, twinkish humor. So I go up to, and I honestly felt bad. I'm always the type of person I'm afraid to take up space, and I feel bad when
Taking
people.
space.
Yeah,
Holding
I'm
space.
afraid to take up space in life, and I'm afraid I don't like when people feel bad because of things I did, whatever. And I don't know, our relationship didn't end because of anything I did wrong or anything she did wrong. I don't.
Wrong.
Who did something wrong? Me?
She.
I could have handled it better if anything, but
No, I think you handled it just fine.
oh god,
I
whatever.
think you could have handled it better if you
He just
just
being a
listened to
good
me.
friend, and I'm
If you
being
just listened to me a little bit more, but whatever.
his advice would have been block that ass way
Yeah.
above. I could have seen my shit through, whatever. Anyway, see her
Yeah,
at the
that was
Sentinel Mall.
horrible.
She stops dead in her tracks, and I go and I walk right past her. I'm about a foot away from her. I go, sorry. So
But what would
I
have
don't know if that's smiling wave. I said sorry, and I
no,
walked
but
away.
like it would have hurt a lot more to her
If I just
if
waved.
you just smile and wave because it shows you have the composure enough to do that.
I think sorry as you walk past somebody is
No,
also
because you're
pretty
apologizing.
crazy.
No, but you're
It's
apologizing.
a half sarcastic
It
seeming
doesn't
apology.
matter.
It was a genuine sorry, but it doesn't
It
even
doesn't
seem that
matter.
way.
It's still you're apologizing.
Yeah.
It's like
I mean, that's been that whole dynamic forever, has been me on my knees saying I'm sorry for nothing.
for what you didn't do.
Sorry for the person I am for the
Okay, but
years,
even
whatever.
like whatever.
It's gone. Let's
Like
we can
forget her,
forget that. Yeah.
but like anyone that like we had this friend. I mean, we haven't talked to him in months now. His name starts with D. Um, but wouldn't it suck if you saw this person in a public
He
place?
watches these.
I don't think
He
so.
so fucking watches these. Think back to his personality. He would fuck up a podcast of his old friends. He would
Oh,
any
maybe.
bit of media.
Okay. Well, I don't care.
I don't know if it would suck.
No,
It would be awkward because it's been
no,
a minute.
no, but it would suck on this other person's end to see anyone that like if I saw someone that I had a falling out with
Hmm.
walk by and just smile, like acknowledge that I'm there, smile and wave at me, and then don't say a word and stroll by,
So yeah,
how much would that hurt you inside?
about a week ago, I saw an old friend of ours, name starts with an M,
Um, um, oh yes,
in the where I work
yes,
before my shift, and
yeah.
he had that same angry expression that he had on when we were still in school.
That's not.
That didn't do it for me. That made me laugh.
Imagine that person
Yeah, and then I just voice
walks
memoed his ex talking about this guy's a
confidently.
joke.
Imagine that person walk by you confidently, no matter how fake it is, no matter how no matter if seeing that person makes you want to fall apart. Imagine how much it would have hurt if that person walked by you, smiled at you, acknowledged that
Oh
you
my
were there,
God, that would
gave
suck.
you a smile, which is like a nonverbal communication of like like something,
Right, that would suck.
and wave at you and not say a word and walk right by you. How much would that
That would hurt so much
that would
more.
hurt so much more.
I guess you're
And
right
for
about
me
the
to do
smile
that,
and wave. I spend too much time at
a point of appeasement.
in morgue rooms. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like I spend too much time in morgue rooms. I spend too much time around yellow tape, and oh wow, that's good. I do it because I don't want to leave the scene of the crime with any bit that was my fault, and people run away
but
with that. So
but
yeah.
you think of okay, OJ did it, right? How much did it hurt to these people to see him walk out, smile and wave and not say anything, no matter whether he did it or not?
Well, the Ford Bronco, the white Ford Bronco
Okay,
scene is the craziest thing
okay,
of
but
all
okay,
time.
right? Think about it. How much did it hurt to even though he did the wrong thing, he walked out, smiled and waved. You might do the wrong thing, and it doesn't but it's something that no longer affect he's a bad example, but, I couldn't think of anyone else in the moment. But, even
No,
if you
yeah.
screwed something up, even if it was your fault, there's a level of, nothing that you have done in your whole life was
Justifies the amount of time I
that
spend being
yeah,
guilty.
exactly. Was n none of what you did was that,
Right.
you know? Even
Yeah.
if you did, and I can't really think of anything that you did, it doesn't justify the amount of guilt that you hold for any of the actions. There's a level of, the other person was also guilty and whatnot. There's so many levels to it. The best way to fix it is by walking by any of these people, smiling and waiting. How much would that hurt if you saw anyone that you were not that you are now no longer friends with, no matter if they were romantic, platonic, don't matter. Walk by you confidently, smile and wave, and keep going.
That's phenomenal. Yeah. No, that's good.
Imagine
That's
that
good.
person
Yeah,
whose
yeah.
name started with an M.
Oh,
No
if he
matter
just
how
smiled and
short
waved,
and
it would kill
annoying
me.
and whatever, it would
Short.
kill you. It would kill you
Uh,
to see them walk by confidently, even though they are not a confident person. Even though they are not.
it would kill me. Yeah.
Even with they take up that little bit of confidence that they need to be able to walk by you. They could collapse right around the corner
Just
and you
smile
won't
and
see
wave.
it. But if they smile and wave right by you, even if they walked around the corner and started bawling and you would never
Yeah.
have seen it, it doesn't matter. the
That's
fact that they would have
phenomenal. Yeah,
walked by
that's
you
no.
would have hurt you so much, and that's what you have to like. It sucks, but like that's what you got to do.
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
saw this TikTok about like vengeance, and I've been really holding this with myself. And I reposted it. Um, who is commenting on my Instagram post about my anniversary? What the hell? It's this. It's this Instagram post, and I feel like you have to hold
I don't think I've seen
space on
that
this.
post.
Not Instagram
Oh,
post.
the one you're.
TikTok. I meant.
Just a gentle reminder, there's no time limit on revenge. You can scheme for the next 10 years, even when they least expect it. You can plot so thoroughly you force your enemies to invent a few more stages of grief just to process the aforementioned revenge plot. You can wait till they buy a house and show up with 86,000 termites. But don't be relaxed. Ever. Hey, just a gentle reminder.
Do you
Not
think?
that
Do you
like I
think?
don't agree with that,
Do
but
you
like
think I'm
it's so
too
funny.
forgiving towards people that I should want to have revenge on?
A little bit. I
'Cause
don't
when
have
somebody
that
hurt,
many
when
people that I really want to have revenge
do
on,
you think I have
but
no
I feel
reason?
like you
Do
have enough reason to
to
have
have
revenge on.
revenge?
Yeah.
Because anytime
Like I could
somebody
maybe
hurts
think of
me,
one person.
I wanna cradle them.
Yeah.
I wanna give them the best. It sucks. I don't know.
It's not hurt.
It's a weird defense mechanism. When I'm hurt, I wanna take care of that person. I think in part because when somebody hurts me, I think I must have done something wrong to deserve it.
Yeah.
Wow.
We spent a bunch of bangers, and I feel like we have to wrap up. But that's I don't want to wrap up on that now. But I don't want
Kinda
to
don't
wrap
have
up.
to.
What?
We talk so much shit. Our wonderful editor, we love you, Riley. He's great.
Mwah.
He be clipping the boredom out. Yeah, he's such a great guy. Like, how do
Fair
you
enough.
word it? We do a lot of blank space, and we're thankful to have a wonderful editor who takes it out.
Yes.
So what looks like an hour, I think we could afford a few more minutes
Yeah.
because
No, absolutely.
our lovely,
Yeah.
great guy, by the way. Y'all don't have an editor as good as ours.
He's the best.
Oh,
We hope.
this is so unprofessional. Maybe.
It's okay.
Um, my response is not fight or flight. It's neither. When somebody hurts me, it's fawn. It's love. I don't know. It's weird.
Sadomasochism.
It's really weird. But the example, not the example of the guy, but the example of the girl we were talking about with the H&M.
Yeah.
I spent the last 2 years trying to convince her that I was a good guy.
But why?
I didn't want to end that situation that was so meaningful to me on a note where where she thought that I was in the wrong. I couldn't have. I just wanted. I accepted it, right? I came to terms with it after I saw her that day. But
Worst freeze frame.
it's phenomenal. My foot is in the air, my feet are in the air, my hands are in the air, my hair sucks. My wow, love it.
Back.
Hey, so
Hey people.
hey people, but I mean, can y'all see my feet? Yeah. So,
You're gonna go on Feet Finder?
yeah, can y'all sell this for a couple hundred, please, and then Venmo me? But essentially, I just wanted to convince her that I was, because I didn't understand it when it ended. It was like one of those things where she was like, "Oh, and you know, you put me in this situation, and you put me here, and did that." And I'm like, "But did I?" And I internalized it. I'm
And
like,
I told you
"Wow."
you didn't. It's just, and that's why I was like, you gotta get rid of this person because this person's gonna keep feeding you bullshit, and you're gonna eat it up. You love to eat up. Number one, number
Number
one
three, this
taker
is
of misinformation, bro. Like,
we gotta get
bro will
Instagram
see
fact checkers
anything.
up on that
Bro
shit.
will see anything and then just believe it. No, it's not a bad thing because you instinctually believe that all humans are good.
Unfortunately, yes.
But it's not true. So your first thing is that like if all humans are good, does that mean I am bad?
Oh my God, he's got bangers today.
That's what it is.
He's
I'm
got
telling
bangers.
you.
That's exactly what I didn't even know that's what it was, but that's what it
That's
is.
what it is.
I assume if somebody tells me,
Bro, get your feet
I'm sorry,
off this.
I just wanted to spice this up. So if somebody tells me, "Oh, I'm hurt. This relationship ended.
You're
I'm a
like,
great
they
guy."
must be a good
And if they
person.
tell me they're great and did everything right, oh, she must be telling the truth, and I must be an asshole. And I think people could sense
You're
that
the
in me, and they abuse
yeah,
it.
because you're the number one like taker of misinformation, bro.
And I had the
When Meta
opportunity.
removes fact checking, this motherfucker is the first one to fall under clickbait.
Oh, it's
I
true.
love you. You're
I'd
the
be
first
texting
one.
Instagram scammers back.
You be sending me shit on like Instagram and TikTok, and I'm like, bro, you know this is fake, right? You know this ain't real. You be sending this, look at this shit they found in Africa. I'm like, bro, it's AI generated.
It's like from a Minecraft clip.
It's like from Minecraft. It's,
Oh, or like
bro, these
Terraria.
creatures are real, and it's like fucking Enderman. or some shit. I love you.
It's
Number one
true.
taker of
I'm
misinformation.
healing though from the misinformation. The other day, this woman did give me an opportunity to reach out.
Misinformation.
She left a package on a friend of mine's doorstep and then said that it was because of something I was doing and Nikita was doing. She said me and Nikita were spam calling.
Oh yeah.
The most we've done about her in 2 years has been talk about her on this podcast. Other than that, we haven't done shit for her.
The best part is this is the same person.
This is the same, yeah.
The same ex.
The same, yeah. And I'm just trying to say that I've healed. And she put a thing on a friend of ours' doorstep saying, "Stop harassing me, stop," and then elaborated, "Stop having Nikita and Mateo spam call me. We don't do shit to anybody." However, I could have reached out and played the game of,
I'm
baby,
sorry for
baby
this.
girl, I'm sorry that you think I'm harassing you. I would never, but I can't be that guy anymore.
You want to know
So
the best thing? There would have been a point in your life, maybe
that
like
I
a year
would have
ago,
been like,
that
baby girl.
you would have texted and been like, "I'm sorry, I accidentally called you," even though you
Even though I didn't.
call them once. You would have lied to them
And
like,
admitted to
that-
something I didn't
and
do.
admitted to something you didn't do. And I think you've done that before. The best part is I feel like we've been in situations where you've told authority figures that you've done something that you didn't do.
To make it sound more believable.
To make it sound more believable.
I have done that.
I'm 99% sure there have been situations where you've done that because you would implicate me in these things sometimes. I feel like there have been times where you would implicate, like we would be okay. We have, I have a close enough relationship with her where I'll say it, and even if she sees it, which she might, we used to have a teacher. She wasn't a teacher, assistant principal named Miss Morrow, and we would end up in her office a whole heck of a lot because we were friends with her. But like, I'm confident. I can't name you a time, but I'm confident that there has been a time where you've implicated me in something that both of us didn't do. Because you want to get on like the good side of something.
Maybe.
I can't name a scenario, but I'm confident that
It's
this has
possible.
happened
It's
once.
possible.
That, like because you didn't want to look like a bad person or something, you've said that we did something that we didn't do, and you've dragged me into this because you did just like not even on purpose.
I've dragged you into a lot of weird situations.
And it's not a
Some
bad
Nikita
thing.
appreciation right now. There's in what is it, Return of the King, the Two Towers. Fuck. When they march up on Mount
Return of the
Doom,
Two Towers, not 9/11, but
those aren't
both.
coming back. But there's
Never
when they
remember.
march
Never
up,
forget. Never remember.
they
No,
all
never
go
forget.
Gimli, Aragorn, Gandalf the White. I mean, they all go up to Mount Doom, right? I've dragged this motherfucker to the gates, and the mouth of Sauron comes out, and Aragorn chops his head off, and that gives them room for Frodo and Sam to make their way up the hill.
Me and you have
Um,
been Frodo and Sam.
There's many scenes too. There's many moments where the ring gets the best of Frodo, and Sam has to be like, "Frodo, this isn't like that's horrible, Sam." But he's like, "Frodo, this isn't you.
This isn't you, babe.
This isn't you,
Baby
babe,
girl.
baby girl.
This isn't you.
This isn't you." And
Have you
he's
seen that movie with Nicole Kidman?
I hate Nicole Kidman, but I haven't seen that.
Do you know what it's about?
No.
Oh, it's really weird.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. I'm so sorry. My phone's
What?
going off.
Are you okay? Is bro okay?
Hold on. Hold on.
Pause. Oh, we're in a freeze frame. This is perfect.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Love you all so much.
We love y'all. We'll elaborate next episode. We love you. Maybe.
We
love you all.
We're not gonna elaborate. It's not a big deal. I got
Okay.
scared.
Oh no, I meant like we'll like continue.
Oh,
our
we're gonna get
conversation.
back on Samwise and Frodo.
Okay. We love you. We'll see you soon. Bye guys. Bye folks. See you next week.